another video of Bud's bike. Today we are putting the socks on and
It shouldn't be too hard.
and it shouldn't be too hard, so just jump into it.
Right on, Reese. High five. Bam. So the first thing to do is look at the bike and just see what needs to happen with it. Well, in my case, I have these pannier rails and a luggage rack hooked up to the connection point of the shocks. Now let's get started by just removing the seat. Now I have these quick release bolts by Motone, but if your bike is stock, the Allen key is located under the right side panel. Now that both bolts are out, let's go ahead and remove that seat. If you have a stock bike, you can skip this next step, but in my case, I have this luggage rack mounted, so these 4 bolts have to come out. Next up, we're going to loosen the bolts to the shocks. That way, they're easier to take out when the bike is elevated. Now let's go ahead and get our jack in place. It's also a good idea to put a 2x4 or something underneath the kickstand just to level the bike out more before you jack it up. This will prevent the bike from rocking when the jack meets the bike. Once you get the bike up there, make sure to lock it in place. Now the jack I'm using is a Harbor Freight Pittsburgh stand, so I just went to the first notch. So let's go ahead and tie the bike down while we're working on it just to prevent any unnecessary tip overs. Let's go ahead and remove these rear shocks. Since the ones that I bought are actually longer than the stock ones, I'm gonna have to remove them both instead of taking them off one by one. Now be sure to keep track of the factory washers. They're gonna go back in when you put the new shocks on. Next, let's remove the lower mounting bolts. If you have the stock exhaust on, you may have to remove them to get access to these. But since I have the shorty exhausts on there, I can get to them pretty easily. Now my pannier racks are in the way, so I gotta go ahead and take those off by loosening the rear foot peg mounts. Now let's go ahead and remove these shocks. A good thing to keep in mind is when you remove the second shock, that back wheel is gonna come crashing down. So you need to support it somehow, either by holding it up or by putting something under the back tire. Although I loosened those lower mounting bolts, I didn't actually take them off before pulling the shocks off the top mounts. It made it a little bit harder because you're sitting there trying to loosen bolts, pull the shock off, and keep the wheel elevated at the same time. Now the shocks that I have are Ikon brand, and they came with spacers to fit in each eyelet. But before you put the shocks on, it's a good idea to go ahead and grease up the mounting points. With all that completed, let's go ahead and fit the shocks. Make sure you put the shocks on the right way. In my case, these Ikon shocks, the dampening wheel faces outward, and there's a label on the shock that says top and bottom. Go ahead and put those shock mounting bolts back in. I did put a little bit of blue Loctite on the threads just to keep them from backing out. Next up, put all your accessories and seat back on, and you're pretty much ready to go. All right, so that's about it. The bike sits a lot taller now, noticeably taller. It actually leans over on the kickstand a lot more. I have a piece of wood just holding it up, but it leans over just fine. It's just leaned over a little bit more than usual. I had my helper here and I couldn't have done it without you because it is actually a two-man job.
Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe and leave a comment below. And this is Bud's Bike, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Great job, Reese. High five.